Warning. The media that is about to play will contain graphic and foul language, but is intended to be entertaining, at least to some. The opinions shared here may not be shared by everyone, and may even be just for laughs. If you are easily offended, don't have a sense of humor, or have your head up your ass, love patting yourself on the back, or don't even attempt to be a good person, this isn't for you. Everyone else, please try to have fun. And as always, stay creative.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bryan SilverbaX Show. I am Bryan SilverbaX, and with me as always is the epididymis to my testy, J.R. Mounts.
Well, I have to look those words up, actually. I'm like, damn. Although I know testy, so.
Well, it's the little thing that sits on top.
I figured.
Yeah. So today, the two of us are going to be talking about, we're going to be updating the progress of Friends of the Show. So we're going to be talking about projects that other people have going on in their current status.
We'll talk about other people for once, right?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about them out loud in front of people.
Not behind their backs.
All right, you guys stick around. All right, dude, what's up?
What's up, Mr. Bryan?
Dude, I've got some... By the time this airs, which is going to be Friday,
okay,
I'm going to be a granddad again.
Oh, crap. Dude, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to... I don't think any of my family members listen to this podcast because it's supposed to be like a secret or whatever, but okay. They're induced... She's at the hospital right now.
Holy crap. Now, do you know who the grandson is? No.
No, this is going to be a granddaughter.
Oh, granddaughter. Okay, excellent.
So,
so you'll have one of each.
So there's complications. So that's why she's in the hospital, and my mom's with her right now. Okay. So it's just like high blood pressure, gestational diabetes, some sort of placenta issues or something. So
it's treatable stuff we can handle.
It's like we're just going to monitor, and so she's not actually due for another 2 weeks, I think.
But you said they're inducing labor.
But for the safety of everything, they're going to start giving her the medicines to make her body start doing contractions today.
Well, I hope it goes well, man.
So that's an update.
Well, early congratulations.
That's an update. Yeah, I just wish that young people would get their shit together before they start cranking out babies.
Mean young people? Are you meaning a certain age bracket in particular, or are you just saying anybody younger than you? Anybody
younger than having a full-time job in their shit squared away should not be making babies. So that's just my thought.
Actual adults.
No, you don't have to be an adult, man. If you've got your shit squared away at 21 and you got a job, benefits, and your own place and all that.
Kids at 16 had their shit squared away.
Yeah, then go fucking make some babies.
Yeah, sure.
But if you're in situations that you
know people of that are in those situations.
Shouldn't be making no damn babies, especially not two of them. But whatever, we keep rolling with the punches.
Life teaches through pain and pleasure.
We keep rolling with the punches. So the reason I was smiling earlier is it's not like an immediate update, but I am going to be cleaning out my man cave at some point now that my daughter's moved out of the house.
So you're getting rid of old tissue paper, toilet scrapings.
No.
Jock itch powder.
No. I'm just moving comic books and figures and posters and...
so it's not the old Cheetos wrappers.
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to be setting up a dedicated recording area. So it will be come over here to record because I'm going to have like a setup. I'm going to have the sound dampening stuff on the walls and stuff. So
you're going to go legit.
Well, I can't drop a whole bunch of money into it, but I'm letting you know because you're going to be making the trek.
Okay.
Like, it's going to be more of a studio. It's going to be, have the little fucking arms.
I'm going to be spending gas money on your shit? Damn.
You don't have to.
All right.
I can go back to a solo show. Although I did get a compliment from one of the friends of the show who we're going to update.
Oh, nice segue.
One of the friends of the show is Paul Maitland. I don't know if you've met him.
I know that name.
He's an English chap. He's got blonde hair.
Okay.
He's probably like 3 inches taller than me.
That's
and
tall.
he does paintings. He does more paintings than drawings.
How well known is this guy? Because Maitland.
Well, he was at Atlanta Comic Con with us, and he was at Dragon Con a few rows down from me.
That's probably how
And he lives in Ackworth.
Okay.
But he recently his compliment to us was, I spoke to him the other day. He's like, dude, I really like the show. But it's, he's like, I really like the show now. Now that you have JR and you have a co-host, I look forward to listening to the show. And I just thought that I was calling him about something else.
Is it because there's less Bryan, or is it more concentrated Bryan?
It's less Bryan. That's probably what makes it tolerable. Is they're like, God damn.
Or maybe I make
dude.
you look good. Maybe such a bad guy. Because listen, this is fucking hard. I mean, where did he get this guy?
No, that's crazy. But so he wanted to. I was calling him on another issue. And he said, hey, man, I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoy listening to the podcast now. And I just wanted to make sure that you got, while I have the chance to give you that compliment. And I was like, fucking right on, dude.
Man.
So,
well, thank you, Paul.
That's cool. So, but Paul is currently working on painting some book covers, like novels.
For other people?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
through this takes me to another friend of the show.
More segues. Okay. No,
well,
this is good.
They
this
all tie together. Ben Wheeler is an author, and I did the cover for one of his books. And the illustrative look for a novel isn't usually the way to go. That's more of a painted cover or a photograph thing. Sure. So I kind of did that, and it didn't, it landed like a turd, but, whatever. But this time at Dragon Con, because I always see these guys at Dragon Con with Jason Rennie from Australia, who runs the publishing company that Ben publishes through. Okay. And Jason Rennie only comes in on Dragon Con Day from Australia, like on Dragon Con weekend. So that's the only time I see him. So he came up to me and was talking to me about stuff, and I was like, dude, I don't know that I've got, I appreciate, he tried to throw me some work, and I'm like, I don't think I think your needs would be better served if I take you over to Paul. Yeah. Because Paul's a painter. Like, he has that style that when I see his stuff, it's like, okay, that's a book cover.
That's a legit piece.
That's, I mean, he's trying to, Paul's on his way to, mimicking Drew Struzan, like not quite at that level, but I'm saying that's the kind of stuff that he's going towards.
That's a bitchin' ass style, though.
So I was like, you need to go talk to Paul. So Jason and Ben went over there and talked to Paul. Paul ended up landing like two, and then they go away. They have a conversation and they go away, and they talk to more authors, friends of theirs that need book covers. Paul's doing like his second or third book cover for that group.
That's fantastic.
And I was like, hey, I need a finder's fee here. But
no,
that's
don't
not,
be envious.
No, that's not why I do it. But I'm saying,
karma.
but that's what I'm saying. So I knew that I was less of a fit for the job.
Sure. Well, and how great it is you were able to pass it on to a friend. That's great.
That is all network. Like, I cannot stress enough to just be fucking good people, man.
Absolutely.
Goddamn.
Absolutely. Because
how hard is
that
it?
shit comes back around too.
Yes, because someone has thrown work my way.
Do this kind of comic cover, and then it comes back around.
I know it'll happen if it hasn't happened already, even without someone right out saying, "Hey, I'm giving this to you." Like, sometimes shit just happens organically, and I'll never know how or why something happened. But so the update on Paul is that he's currently working. I think it's on his second. He's damn near done. He does live paintings on Facebook. If you ever want to
finish a sentence, Bryan. His second
book cover.
Okay.
His second. See,
that's
why
it's a good pinball machine.
That's why we're a good podcast, right? Because you're keeping me from making.
Well, you're dropping all these cliffhangers, and people are like waiting to get back to Paul Maitland.
Trying to be a writer. I want to do cliffhangers. But no, so Paul is working on his second book cover at the moment, and he's almost finished. And it looked, when I see it, my immediate reaction is like, ooh, that's some old Flash Gordon type shit.
Sweet.
Like, it's weird sci-fi, kind of barbarians and sci-fi. Nice. It's kind of weird looking, but Paul's doing a great job with it, and he does his stuff live on Facebook. And
what's his medium?
He color pencils and paints. Like, I think he's experimenting with all kinds of shit, but it's a physical media. It's nothing digital about it.
Well, good for him, man. That's fantastic. Because I love that retro cover look.
Yeah, it's got it in spades.
Nice.
And he does like a lot of fan art paintings too.
Because the good thing about the good and bad things about covers is that sometimes covers can heighten the back of the book as you're trying to read what the subject matter is. Other times the book covers can be completely
misleading,
fucked up, not anything like what's inside. And we've had friends that happen to. But the good thing is you give it to guys like Paul, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's up to the editor or whoever's in charge, whoever's writing that check.
True.
Needs to be on that. So I put the call out this morning to Facebook and said, hey, any of my Facebook friends have any updates that they would like for me to talk about on the podcast? And I've got a couple of responses.
Okay.
Did you have any friends? Like, give me your first friend. Like, I know you've got friends doing stuff.
I've got a Kickstarter done by my friend Doug Hoppies right now. He's an excellent multimedia artist. The guy does a lot of his main thing is
multi-physical media, or
he does
digital
it's
as
all
well?
physical. It's all physical. He does some really bitchin' ass pencil work, like dark fantasy pencil work. But his forte is
illustration.
Mm-hmm. Okay. His forte is what do you call that? It's oil painting, but it's impressionistic oil painting. So it's dark fantasy. Some people see monsters, and he just basically sees a doctor in that world. It just happens to have giant scissors for hands. So he does a lot of beasts and malformed mutations,
just out of his head.
Yeah. And it's pretty awesome. His artwork is just wicked.
So is he just putting together a project of all the stuff that he's painted recently? Like, is it just a picture book?
His work has been getting more popular in the RPG world, your D&D gaming. So he's taken a lot of his drawings and his paintings and he's collected them now. Sometimes he'll do an art book, but now he's starting to collect them in RPG books, creating a world for a series he calls Shadow Myths.
Is it a real RPG? Or
yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, it's a real RPG.
Is it his RPG?
It's his, yeah. He's written
okay.
Yeah, Doug is a one and done kind of guy. He knows how to write it, he knows how to draw it, and he creates all these different characters.
What's that called? A Centennial Man? Renaissance
Man. Yes.
Now, what's his name again, so that everybody can look it up?
Turning into a Renaissance man. His name is Doug Hoppies, Hoppes, and his Kickstarter is for a title called The Races Among Us. It's his pencil work for RPGing characters in D&D and things like that, role-playing, for his business Shadow Myths, Elementals RPGs. And,
how many days do we have left on that, roughly?
Right now, we've only... What is today?
Whatever the day is, -3.
So I think
this will air Friday.
All right, by the time, so let's say it's Friday, right? Today for this podcast, he has 5 or 6 days left.
Yeah,
and he's got a pretty strong following, but this Kickstarter needs some help. It definitely needs some help. So I posted it on my Facebook. So if anybody wants,
I did see the work that you posted. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty wicked. He's wicked.
I didn't follow the account because I was like, sometimes it's just friends just throwing shit up there. But talking to you, I can hear the passion of how, it sounds like something I need to be involved in.
It's like his loggerhead, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's this is something he's been working on for a bit, and he does a lot of Kickstarters to promote certain works that he's doing. Most artists do that now. They use Kickstarters as pre-orders.
Yeah, or just to gauge interest.
Yeah.
Is this worth shopping around?
Exactly. And with Kickstarter, it's either all or nothing. If you post it for $1,500 and it makes $14.99, it is gone. It is not going to make it. So
kicked in that last
yeah, exactly.
But speaking of loggerhead, on my updates, I've got to. I just finished the first action sequence, doing all the inks and stuff, Fantastic. And now I'm doing the non-cool shit, like the kids talking.
Oh, okay. Your ebb and flow routine.
I don't know that I'm going to be any good. I've drawn these kids, and they
Brian.
don't look good.
All right. Okay.
They don't hatch.
Take your place on the couch. I'm gonna get out my notepad in my chair. I'm gonna ease you into.
It's rough.
You can do it, dude.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But
Page 1 didn't have anything more than guys walking around. You did that shit fine.
I know, but this is kids, and they look malformed. So I'm trying to make. What I'm doing is I've just taken and make them
put
all
a radioactive
aliens.
Bucket out there.
Instead of having to color them correctly, one's going to be green, one's going to be blue. That way, it's just I don't have to fucking stick to the rules. But so currently, I'm inside my own head on this, and I'm
Don't fuck yourself out of this.
I'm going to complete it.
All right.
I may not be as proud. I may not be doing as much peacocking as I anticipated.
You may not like from page 1 all the way to page 32. You might not like page 16 and 17, but 18 is gonna be awesome.
I think and you know what I'm learning is I think I just want to write. Like I want to be the writer, but I know that I can't. I'd rather write, but I can't afford to have someone fully pencil my book. I'd ink it. I'd ink the shit out of it, but I just know that the penciler would be mad because I'm not going to follow his lines.
You're gonna ink your style.
Yeah. And that could piss a penciler off.
No, sure. Because why didn't I just do blocks and circles rather than any detail?
I think it's a learning experience, but I'm having difficulty believing that this is going to be like when I started. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm going to knock the socks off everybody," and now I'm going to be, and now it's kind of like. Okay, I just hope they don't laugh at me.
Think of it like a movie, right? Those non-action sequences are important to the story.
No, I know that, and I want them to look good, but they don't.
But you also know that people come for the action. We might love John Wick, but if there was John Wick reading a book, we wouldn't go.
Yeah,
it's John Wick loading more bullets.
What I'm hoping is that my coloring kind of I try to use my coloring to hide some flaws that I know that are there.
That's
so
a tool.
I'm hoping that good coloring will fix it, but I'm not quite that good at coloring, so we'll see.
Control Alt Delete, Brian.
Backspace,
edit, undo. You can do all this shit.
I already showed it to somebody.
Yeah.
And he's like, No. He's like, panel so-and-so looks very rudimentary. And I was like, fuck you.
But you asked.
I know, but I'm like, you don't have to say rudimentary. Motherfucker, like, say great, nice to see you're almost done.
He's trying to let you know you can do better.
I know.
But you already knew.
But I can't do better, or else I wouldn't have had to bring a penciler on to pencil it for me. Whatever.
No. I think you need to just get out of your head, go back to that panel, redraw it again. You know you can do it.
I don't want to. I can't redraw shit. I got other stuff to get to.
Redo the panel with bullets and blood, and then just get rid of all the blood and shit. Draw it as an action panel, Brian. You'll knock that shit out, and then you erase all the action. And then you're done, right?
So give me his name one more time.
His name is Doug Hoppies. All right, Hoppes. You can find him at shadowmyths.com, or just go to Kickstarter and either type in his name or type in The Races Among Us. And that is a Shadow Myths Elementals RPG.
All right. I also have an update from a team of guys who've been on the show before you were a steady part of the show.
Oh God, those are the old episodes.
No, they're not that old, sir. It's the Pathway team. I did an interview with two gentlemen. One of them has, I believe it's cystic fibrosis, right?
Okay.
And that's a breathing disorder. And he's been featured, and since the interview, because they're doing a comic book about Pathway as the character that's fighting breathing monsters and stuff like that. It's very thematic.
Sure, no, it's great. But it's an allegory for his life.
If you follow them on Facebook, they've recently been interviewed by the Fox 5 News in their area. They've got all kinds of momentum. And according to Jeremiah Stemple, he said, let's see, Pathway Kickstarter has launched and has probably about 15 days left.
Okay. Where are they at in their Kickstarter?
I don't know. If I had more computer access instead of the phone just in my hand, I would pull it up.
But they haven't hit their goal yet, is what you're saying?
I'm guessing not. It said we could use help promoting that, and the book just will come out in just a couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
So they're putting, and I saw the artwork. They have a Todd McFarlane homage cover.
Nice. Which homage are they doing?
I think it's ASM 298. It's the one where I think like the guy's shooting like Chance. 3 beams.
Yeah. I'm a McFarlane Amos junkie.
I think that's the cover that they're homaging, and they also have like the old school Marvel trading cards. You remember that first set of Marvel cards?
I have those. Yeah.
The layout with the little yellow banner.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They made They made one for Pathway. So when you pledge, you get the comic book, and then you'll get that
very
trading card.
Of them. That's awesome, man.
But so those guys are doing big things. So Jeremiah Stemple, and I forget the other fella's name, but they're good. Check out Pathway on Facebook.
Pathway or double Pathways.
No, it's Pathway. That's
Pathway.
the guy's name. So his name is Pathway.
So you can go under Kickstarter, click comic books, and type in
Or
Pathway.
just go onto Facebook or Instagram. I believe they have both.
Okay.
And you can type in Pathway Comic, I believe.
Okay.
So that's the update from the Pathway team. Looking
Fantastic. Good for you guys.
Yeah. And then I got one that I don't really recall like too much interaction with, but Richard Ankney. I don't know, how would you say that?
Spell that.
Ankney?
Ankly.
Ankly?
Yeah.
Ankly? Like that person is real ankly?
Spell it for people. A-N-K.
A-N-K-N-E-Y. But he has...
Ankney. Not
Ankney?
L.
Ankly.
We're saying ankly.
Ankly.
I like ankle. It's ankly.
It's very cankly. So Richard is... he's doing a comic book, he didn't know how to... He didn't describe it. He just said he's on the roll. Rick Roll America is the name of his tour, and he's doing like comic shows and presentations and stuff like that. So he's Rick Rolling America.
Rick Rolling America.
Now you do know that Rick Rolling is that they used to be. I'm gonna never give you up.
Oh my God, no!
You remember that
Rick Astley stuff?
Yeah, but what here?
I just watched Wreck-It Ralph.
Here's what Rick Rolled was originally started: was you'd click on a video that says new Unseen Avengers trailer, with Wolverine in it. And it would have like this cool thumbnail, and you click it, and it would always be Rick. I'm never going to give you. And that was called getting Rick rolled.
That's awesome.
So people would make these cool, like, thumbnails, and like, I got this unseen footage from Tarantino. And everybody, I'm never going to give you. But that was a thing called Rick rolled.
God, I love that.
So
sneaky gremlin shit.
Check out Richard Ankly.
Ankly.
It's
not I-N, it's A-N.
Ankly.
No, hold on. We're adding L's to it.
Ankly. Ankney.
God, you sound retarded, like 70s style.
Don't say that.
Well, I mean like 70s style retarded, not like Down syndrome.
Oh, man, I'm bleeding.
Ankney. So I'm going to say Ankney.
Just type in Rick Rolled America. You'll find out what's going on. All right. I also reached out to Mike Lancette.
Spell that one.
Oh, shit, man.
Dude.
Lancette.
Okay.
Mike Lancette. That sounds right?
That sounds right. Yeah, but people might say S.
He has his own combo. He lives around here in Atlanta.
Okay. He
does that 4-day show, the 4-time-a-year show. Wes. Tilderman or whatever.
Tillender.
Okay.
You got to get people's names right.
I've never done his show.
Never?
No.
4 times a year they have it.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Wes and Dave Tillender do.
Mark Wright's got that shit on lock, sir.
They got the Atlanta Comic Convention in Marriott.
Yeah,
Marriott. Gwinnett.
Is it in Gwinnett?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
well, whatever. So Mike does that show like maybe 2 of the 4 times a year, but he has Masters of the Edge is his comic book.
Okay.
And it's like a little panda. But it's a pretty badass adventure.
All right, okay.
Like the panda's on a quest, and his status is, I have the first issue, and Mike is a great dude. He's drawing, inking, and coloring his own shit.
All right.
And if you follow him on Instagram, his stuff is top notch.
So it's kind of like
cell
Mouse
shading.
Guard, or like Mouse Guard was a medieval knights type of mouse tale.
I'd have
so
to
this
show
is taking
you.
The character seriously.
Yes,
Okay.
but in a softer a softer drawing style, not quite cartoon.
Maybe like what's his name? Usagi Jimbo.
Maybe like that. Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very much like it's not quite cartoon. It's not Powerpuff Girl drawing.
Right.
But it's not quite like full on Mark Silvestri.
But it's also taking the subject matter seriously and putting it in like, okay, excellent.
It's not.
I'm all for that.
But dude, his work is blowing me away. Like his cell shading, his colors, his drawing. I've wanted to work with him, but he's so busy doing this as a one-man show that he doesn't have time to do much else. So his thing is he's put out the first 2 books, and he's waiting for the 3rd one. It says Indie Planet. He's waiting on Indie Planet to put the 3rd book up, and he's kind of frustrated with Indie Planet. and how long they've been dragging their feet. But check out Mike Lancette and Masters of the Edge. Nice. That's a pretty cool one. You got anything else on your end?
I do. We're going to segue from that Atlanta Comic Convention that's done 4 times a year, and Mark Wright isn't the only one that locks that show down. Right. We're talking about the 2 guys from About Time Comics, Eric Dotson and Lee Giles.
Oh, yes. They're always there, too, right?
They are there almost every time. And they have 2 comics that are now in their final stages.
Blade Runner? Is that the Blade guy?
What are you talking about?
They have a new title.
I'm gonna give you information, man. You don't need to feed me information.
Oh, okay.
Godsend 6.
Oh, okay.
All right, which is kind of like Spawn, where it's basically a Spawn type character fighting demons from hell. And the artwork is fantastic, but Godsend 6 is almost in its completion. Eric just finished inking the last few pages. Just waiting on, I think, a cover from Lee Giles.
Yeah.
And then also, which you are part of this, Eric Dotson is coming out with his Dreamer crossover, his character named Dreamer.
I remember this. This is about a year old now.
Exactly. Remember last year, Eric Dotson put a call out to all of his buddies, me, you, and several others, that, hey, how'd you like to draw my character with your character, and I'll make a comic book out of it,
Yeah.
And
he had I don't want to dog him, but he didn't have a whole lot of... There wasn't a whole lot of guidelines. There wasn't like a through line anything.
He supplied you with a comic, so you could at least know what his character looked like and what the setup was. Oh, yeah. But he's only had 1 issue, and the issue was kind of like a setup issue.
Yeah.
The main thing is this guy jumps through portals, and as he jumps through portals, comes through different worlds, and boom, there he is in the Silverbacks, Year Zero. Arena. Boom, pops out, and then he pops into the Bobby Nash, book, whatever. Obviously, clearly at the time I was still doing pickle books, and
that's really the only world that where else would he have jumped into? Like if you jumped
Scary Tales stuck in my head, Silver Linings.
He wouldn't fit in those.
Dude, I would have made him fit. No. Well, no, clearly. Come on, he's got to, if he's going to land in any one of my titles, it's got to be Fried Pickle Noir. So
yeah, well that's fun. Deal, I mean, it's so punny.
Yeah, look at you.
No, but so Eric is putting together this book, and he reached out to all of us local. I don't know if we're all local, but everyone who is kind of like he sees at a lot of shows.
Kind of like we're doing with friends of the shows.
Yeah,
he reached out to a lot of people that had their own independent character.
And so when I got the call. And Eric's thing was like, just, have him interact with your charter and then
which is interesting because you chose Loggerhead, didn't you?
I did. And you want to know why I chose Loggerhead? Because I didn't want because at that point my main focus for the comic book stuff was going to be on Baku.
Right.
And I didn't want to have
full story mode.
I didn't want to have Baku's first appearance in somebody else's shit. And now here I am doing my Loggerhead book and Loggerhead. So I'm trying to beat him to the punch. I'm I got to get this Loggerhead book done before Eric Dodson has the first appearance of Loggerhead.
He's finalizing the pages, dude. You got to get your ass moving. So draw those alien kids fighting some shit and then erase them and put their coffee cups in their hand.
Oh, man. But that's good to hear that. I mean, this was supposed to be done like before September.
Yeah, right? Initially he got a lot of yeses from a whole bunch of people.
Oh, hold on, dude.
Go ahead.
I just got a text message from listener Brent Bernard, and I said, "Hey man, I can't talk to you right now. I'm podcasting." Yeah. He said, "That's what I'm calling you about. Great couple of shows. I have to tell you, JR reminds me of ...
Oh my God! I mean,
but so
there's you were there cliffhangers again.
Well, I mean, I could pull up the whole text, but what I'm trying to let you know is that listener Brent Bernard actually actively texted me while I'm recording the show.
Okay, that's fantastic.
To say that he likes the show. Everybody likes JR.
No, I think it's not fuck you. This isn't the JR Mounts podcast. This is the Bryan SilverbaX podcast. I am your sidekick.
Well, no, because if you say sidekick, then you get pissed. You
always make me Robin or Batgirl or something.
I mean, you're the epididymis to my testing.
Yes, that's right. I'm okay to be your sidekick. I'm okay. I'm your Ed McMahon to your Johnny Carson. I'm okay with that.
Ooh, I got to figure out what the name was. Next time I need to use the guys from the Joker show.
Or who's Conan's guys?
Fuck, I don't,
Conan,
Andy Richter.
I'll be Andy Richter. I'm Andy Richter to your Conan.
All right, so tell me more about. Let's wrap up the Eric Dodson About Time Comics.
Well, he's finalized the last few pages. In the beginning, he put a call out and got a bunch of people saying yeah, and then as we know, people get busy and
he did. He said if you can't make it by Dragon Con or whatever the date was, you don't bother. So some people bowed out and didn't bother. But had they known they had 4 extra months to do it, they might have not bowed out.
The issue was there wasn't a hard set timeline after he got a certain amount of people. In the beginning, it was just like when he just got 6 guys, I was always on there, no problem. It was going to be, all right, have your pages in by Dragon Con, and we'll publish it, because he really wanted it done by Dragon Con. But a lot of people just couldn't make that timeline. And then he got more interest saying if you wait a bit more, he'll get more people. And, and a couple guys had like 4 out of 6 pages by Dragon Con, but not the other two.
Yeah, I just did 3, so let's not... I know that you did like 6 or 7, but I did 3.
I did 8, I think.
Yeah. So you picked up my slack. Like,
it's all right.
I didn't know how... I didn't want to hog... I didn't want to...
Well, because at the time you signed on, there was like 16 of us.
Yeah, and I was
there was dudes.
I'll pick 3 pages, and that's enough for Dreamer to pop in and see that Loggerhead's getting in the middle of a fight, and then he's beamed out.
And that's what he wanted. I mean, quite honestly, you gave me exactly what he wanted.
I thought that's what he was looking for.
The minimum is this, the maximum is this. I gave him the maximum because people kept dropping off. So we had
that's
always
what a good friend does.
Well, that's right, brother. But I will say, after Dragon Con, he got people
back on.
One. Yeah, a couple people kind of entered into the thing. So he kind of got like a medium. Yeah.
All right, because I thought he backed out eventually.
He did, first. And then after Dragon Con...
Because I know Jason also couldn't make it because of deadlines that he was working on other stuff.
I mean, look, come on. He's choosing independent guys that have characters, and we're all working on our characters. So, I mean, it's really as we can do it. But the good thing is, he got the last few pages from the last couple of artists that he needed. They're inked, they're ready to go, and he's
now, do we get any kind of copies, or are we just like I don't know. I know that it's a tough world. Like when he gets them printed up, is he going to say, "Brian, here's 4 for you"? Or...
I'm not sure if he can afford that. I think I think the deal is he'll be glad to order his copies at cost to sell whatever we want.
Well, I haven't gotten that email yet.
Well, the book's not even done yet.
Well, because I've got
to get your loggerhead out.
You know what I've just realized is I can't be getting paid in books anymore.
Yeah,
I've got fucking 200 silverback covers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd rather have dollar bills than these covers.
I mean, but you are getting the notoriety from that company.
That's another discussion for another time.
Okay, we'll move that to another.
There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interaction as of the last 2 or 3 months. I guess I'm not as flashy and new as I once was. Or
maybe they've gotten used to your style, and so they've hit.
We'll see, because once I submit the loggerhead, if they shoot that down, then I'm pretty much going to say that's probably not. We'll worn out our welcome. We'll see.
I'm holding out hope that Loggerhead's
so follow
awesome.
Eric Dodson and follow About Time Comics and Lee Giles. All those guys are doing big things.
Yes, sir.
But they also have the Blade Runner guy. I don't know what American Blade Runner.
I don't know.
All right, I think it's a comic book.
That's how far out I've been. I talk to Eric every week, and we have not talked about that.
I think that is just like neither one of them are involved in it.
Yeah, because they're also indie publishers. Yeah, they publish a lot of stuff.
So it's about like Captain America with those with running legs from amputees. Like he's been cut off at the knees, and he has like those blades like.
That's right. Okay,
so
that's right.
That's the character.
I'm thinking Blade Runner Ridley Scott, dude.
No. It's like American Blade Runner or some shit.
That's right. I do remember this. I'll pitch that another time.
All right. Well, I just wanted to... that's something I knew about. All right. Another personal silverback friend that you've never met.
Personal or personal?
Personal.
You went a little...
It depends.
You went a little personal. A little Irish. A little personal.
I'm drinking proper 12.
You sound like the redheaded princess from what's her from the Disney princess?
Brave.
Yeah, Brave. Yeah,
it's a little personal.
It's my personal friend.
I love that movie, by the way.
It's a fantastic movie.
So Jason Chastain is a friend of mine who I went to high school with. He was 2 years ahead of me. Phenomenal tattoo artist and a phenomenal painter. Who also, and I guess maybe a phenomenal bagpipe player, but I don't know how to gauge bagpipes. But Jason is, you see his post on Facebook, that dude's buying new bagpipe flutes or what, I don't know what the fuck they're called, but the little things that you plug in. And
I think they're called oral fixators.
But so he stopped drawing for a long time. And in the past year, he says that I have inspired him to get back into drawing. And when I was in high school, this guy was like 20 times better than me. Like, this guy was in a band and he could draw his ass off.
How would he draw? Like, describe like his style.
It was like maybe like the what's the guy's name? The Iron Maiden dude.
Derek Riggs.
No. Eddie.
Derek Riggs draws Eddie.
So that
I'm a Maiden fan, bitch.
He was very, he had a rock band in high school, Neophyte.
Okay.
And so it was that type of artwork, but his stuff was top notch. Just didn't look like a high school student had done it. Like it wasn't so much a style as just you got it right.
And this was
the feeling.
This was on paper back then.
Yeah. Digital, but then he also did tattoos in the basement and shit like that. So, nice. But he's been tattooing ever since the early '90s.
Damn.
So he reached, but I guess he had stopped drawing for a while. He was just doing tattoos. He's made quite the name for himself as a tattoo artist. But Jason Chastain is now he tried to pick up he has picked up a pencil now to get back into actually putting images on paper.
Fantastic.
And he was inspired by, he's a huge horror fan. So when he saw me... Did I say that wrong
Well,
too?
it sounded like you said prostitute, like horror. He's a big
whore.
I'm a big whore. I like whores.
Whore.
Whores are great, but yeah, I'm a horror fan. You mean horror.
Yes, but he really enjoyed watching the progress that I did on my Inktober piece.
Sweet.
And he was...
That's the 31...
That's the 30 horror characters lined up one every day.
Work on.
And he said, hey man, I really like that idea, but I want to do it bigger, and I don't want you to think I'm ripping you off. Would you mind if I said, well, you don't have to fucking check with me, but...
That's nice, though.
Yeah, so what he's done is I think he's gotten a, 21 by 27 piece of paper, a poster.
Rock on.
And he is doing full color kind of, he said he has 65 slots.
Fantastic.
So that is his current project now. And he's really excited with how it's turned out. He's got, I think, I counted him this morning because he sent it to me this morning to prepare for this. I think he's 17 in. 17. Mm-hmm. And it's not quite the way I did it, where they're all kind of just sitting there. They're actually like a pose or...
Okay. Full body or...
No. It's very similar, and it's just a head, but he's doing the... looking at reference, so it's
the classic poses.
Yeah, it'll be something. It'll be a pose or a look that is recognizable to that character.
And these are horror sci-fi.
Yeah.
Based?
He did horror, and then he's going to do a lot of sci-fi. So he said that he created his sci-fi list to be added in there.
Sweet.
But he's going to end up making prints of this as well.
Nice. Okay.
So he's like Bryan, if you could help me. Get this out, and I was like, dude, yeah, whatever, fucking awesome.
Absolutely, we'll post.
I have no problem forwarding, but he has a personal Facebook page, so I don't know if maybe I'll have to ask my audience to pre-order through me, because I don't know if he wants that kind of shit going on his personal page where
let's update
already got that.
When he's closer to get done, let's update.
Yeah,
that.
so that's going on, and Jason is a good. He also said he might give me a tattoo. But that was...
It's going to be a pigeon.
No, I already thought about it this morning, dude. I'm ready.
But you're going to end up with a Woody Woodpecker with flames.
Oh, my dude. No. So that's Jason Chastain's update. So if you want more updates or more information, follow Jason Chastain. All right. So I got another guy in the UK who his Facebook name is Matt666.
666?
It's 666.
Okay.
So look right there. It's SIX. That's
actually pretty smart.
Matt666.
That's a
so,
great
but
handle.
he operates under the handle of Retro Review on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff.
He should be Nicky Ricky Ticky 666.
All right, shut up.
This is for a little verbal diarrhea.
I'm going to have to fucking cut my testy off of your epididymis, sir. But so what he's done is he's a t-shirt designer, but he can't draw. So he does a lot of like word art, like word layouts on shirts that get the point across, that are thematic and stuff like that. He did a huge Wild Stallions t-shirt that Keanu Reeves now owns.
No shit.
And what's the other guy's name?
I just call him the other guy.
No, he's
the blonde guy.
If I hadn't have thought about it,
I know.
But I would. But they both own the shirts, and it was one of the best-selling T-shirts on tvillain.com. It is the best-selling T-shirt that they had, and it's only a limited-time sale. But it was just words, so it was like Wild Stallions on the front, but on the back was the Battle of the Bands. And so he wrote like each character's name in like different band fonts.
Fantastic! Oh my god, that's awesome.
So you would have loved it. Oh, look at my bleeding. I picked a little scab and now it's all bled into my sock.
Oh, look at you.
Goddamn old man. I got them old man fucking sores out of nowhere.
That's impressive.
So the reason I bring up Matt666 is he is about to launch. It's dried up. It's not going anywhere. Right. He is doing his, I think it's 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I have a sweater collection going on Woot, which is woot.com, which is a t-shirt site.
I heard of that.
For the Black Friday weekend.
Okay.
And what he's done is he takes like 8-bit graphics and makes like those old sweaters.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But it'll look like a Christmas sweater, but it'll be like a level of Donkey Kong.
Fantastic.
Or Mario and stuff. But so if you look on woot.com, and he also has ones that he's done in the past. It's really, really intricate, like 8-bit style stuff.
Yeah, I like that kind of art style.
So, well, he does that because it doesn't require much drawing. It's just a grid.
It's a lot harder, though, than it sounds like.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus.
But it doesn't require illustration skills.
Right.
It just requires time
and
and planning.
Blocks.
Yeah.
I've tried to do it. I'm like, oh, man, this requires...
So Matt and Retro Review have those coming out on Black Friday weekend on Woot.com. What else do you have?
I wanted to give a shout-out to... my friends at Fanboy Glass, they go to a lot of shows with us. You know, they do glass and they do dice bags and things like that. They have opened up a comic book shop in Macon.
Oh, wow.
Called Fanboy Collectibles and Comics. They are at 5854 Columbus Road in Macon, Georgia. They carry current and back issue CGC-style cased comics.
Wow.
Bags and things like that. And because they're a local Georgia place, you know, it's hard to find mom-and-pop places anymore. And they go out on the road like we do, things like that, so they still have their brick-and-mortar shop. But if you're out in Macon or if you're traveling through Macon, stop by Fanboy Collectibles and Comics because they are a one-stop shop like crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, also friends of the show, Dustin Ruff and Shane Hester, they now are full-time toy and collectible hunters.
Rock and roll.
And every Friday on their Facebook page, they do the live auctions of... like old books. Like, dude, they are finding a lot of key issues and everything. So it's really like, I cannot believe some of the stuff that they find. And they're also the owners of the Go to Hell Chance ASM. The one where the girlfriend wrote all the shit on there.
That's awesome.
They actually own that book. Funny story is... You know who Donny Cates is, right? Donny Cates is currently writing Venom and all the hot shit that Marvel's putting out.
I haven't read any of his work, though.
Donny Cates contacted them about that book and wanted to buy the book from them.
Jeez.
And they said, we'll give you the book for X amount of dollars, but you got to come to our show. Oh. So guess who's going to be at this year's...
They locked that down?
As far as I know, they've locked it down. So listen to this. This is year 5 for the Cartersville Comic Con. They've got 2 big hitters and me. Well, they've got more people. I'm just fucking with you.
So 3 big hitters.
No. When I say big hitters, I'm talking Cates level hitter.
Okay, all right. That's a big deal.
Cates and Bagley.
Ooh, shit.
And Bryan SilverbaX.
Listen to you. You're like,
but so dude, that's going to be awesome. But
that's awesome. That's a good snag.
Part of the thing was, Donnie, come and do our show. We'll give it to you for this price, and the book's yours.
That's good. No, that was some good wheeling and dealing. Clearly, Case really wants that book.
Yes. And so that's pretty cool. So they actually, when you were talking about the collectibles, what's the name of it again?
Fanboy Comics. Oh, I'm sorry. Fanboy Collectibles and Comics.
Yeah. So Shane and Dustin do Rough Edges comics and collect, but they do live auctions every Friday. So that's pretty cool.
I should mention that Fanboy Collectibles and Comics is run by Mike and Monique Huffman of Fanboy Glass and Kitchen Table Press.
All right.
Gaming.
Another friend of the podcast is Mario Ceasar, and his update was damn. So I don't know what I'm supposed to update with. I mean, maybe he didn't have anything ready.
Dude, it's 3 dams. Something's
like
happening.
Matt 666. So it's Matt damn. All right, I got another update here from Luke Stone, who has a new comic book out called Hybrids: The Son of Gods issue 4. Will be available on the Starcross Comics website this week. So by the time you listen to this podcast, you'll be able to get the new issue number 4 of Hybrids: The Soul of of Gods.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, he's released issues 1 through 3. What do you like, 4?
1 through 3.
Featuring special Easter eggs from the combined universe. So it sounds like kind of like what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So Luke Stone and
rock
Hybrids.
on, guys. That's fantastic. This is a lot of indie work we're talking about here.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of it, and I posted early this morning. So this is only for those East Coast early risers that got this up. All right, and I got another one here from Jordan Howard. Save the North Star is his comic, and it takes place 8 years past since the North denied the tide. Ah, man, he got too much shit going on here. So what it is he's doing an anime.
Okay.
He's actually drawn and written and created all the characters of the anime, and that's...
We're talking an anime, not manga.
No, he's making video.
Okay.
Like, he's making videos, but it's anime. So check out Jordan Howard, and let me see, let me make sure I get the name right. Save the North Star.
Okay. This is the first project for him? Or
as
at least
far as I know,
one?
I haven't had a whole lot of interaction with Jordan Howard, but he just responded this morning when I put the call out to give us an update on your big projects.
Thanks, Jordan.
So
this is fantastic.
Jordan threw that out there, and I look forward to more interactions with Jordan because he was bombarding me this morning with screenshots and videos and shit. I was like, dude, I don't have time to look through all this shit, right. But I'll put it out there as best I can.
Well,
so
I think clearly this format's actually really good. We should do this every once in a while where we bring up people's projects that are coming up.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it's kind of what I wanted to do with the podcast, and maybe it'll bring on new listeners.
Yep. I remember initially you were doing interviews with people talking about their work, but we can actually do this at the same time.
Yes. Yes, I think we've landed. The show has landed somewhere nice. Benjamin Wheeler, I brought him up earlier about the comics that the novels that Paul's doing the covers for.
Yep.
Benjamin Wheeler says he finished formatting a ton of books for Subversive Press, and Subversive Press is the Jason Renee publishing company.
Okay.
So look for new stuff from Ben Wheeler. I got a guy here, Adam Morgan. Opinions and Beer is a few episodes of our second year of podcasting.
Huh.
So they're getting fun guests lined up for 2020 and working on getting their own beer made for the podcast.
Sweet.
So the name of the podcast is Opinions and Beer. Like I think I need to be on that show, man.
Sounds like you should have created that.
That
show.
sounds like a good. So Adam Morgan and Opinions and Beer are working on making 2020 the best year of their podcast so far. What else do you have?
I have Bobby Nash, our friend, the award-winning Bobby Nash novelist. He is actually finished up on Suicide Bomb, his latest novel. People know Bobby through such things like he's got a Detective Snow series, like Snow Falls and Snow. But no, Suicide Bomb is coming out.
Snow. What about Snow Job? Is that one?
I'll bring that up to him. I'll let him know if his sales drop a little. Here's a way he can bring up sales.
Do a quick X-rated penthouse for him.
Yeah, I always tell my wife if we're ever needing money, there is amateur videos that we might be able to know. But
so what's Bobby up to these days?
Suicide Bomb.
Bomb.
He's deciding on the cover. In fact, if you go to his Facebook page under Bobby Nash.
Bobby Nash author, I believe, is the writer Bobby Nash.
If you go under either Bryan or my Facebook and go under friends and type in Bobby Nash will come up. He's got a whole section where he's asking people to give him opinions on which cover he should choose for Suicide Bomb.
Are they rough drafts or they finished up?
No, they're finished covers. They're finished covers.
Oh, that's expensive.
But digital covers. So they're digital mock-ups. They're not printed yet.
Oh, okay.
So the idea, and most of it's color differentiation.
All right. Yeah.
So and it's basically just like, what does this logo look better in white or a red, or would you like the red on top, white on bottom, that kind of stuff.
Give the people a voice.
I will say that there's a few color mashups that are pretty intriguing. I liked a lot of I have my own opinions of those, but
did you let your opinions be heard?
I did not because I will message him that later.
All right.
But yeah, Bobby Nash is he's a good friend of ours, and I just want to plug that his next book is coming soon, and we can decide on the cover now. All
right. Do you have any more after Bobby Nash? Because it looks like I have about 3 or 4 more updates to get to.
I'm good for now.
Good for now. I mean, I want to know so I can fucking time out the rest of the show.
Well, then I'm giving you time.
Do you have more, yes or no?
I do not.
All right.
I do want to thank Cool Beans Coffee House for recently holding in October all of my art with my friend.
How did
Chris
that go?
Collins.
Is that all? You went and retrieved all your stuff?
I did, yes. And we actually sold some shit, dude.
Fuck yeah.
It's told me that galleries are a good place to make some extra cash.
God damn.
I even got some after Cool Beans money from the guy who said, "Hey, so can I get that one art print from you that I saw at the shop?" So I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine with me." So I think galleries are a way to look into that.
I'm gonna have to turn these microphones off and give you a little talking to. But so I have friends in Florida that are currently running a Kickstarter, and there's a couple of. I think there's about 15 days left on that one as well.
Did you ever go to Florida, or is this somebody who
I've
came
been to
across you?
Florida.
As Bryan SilverbaX, or
I have.
No, I mean, because Disneyland doesn't fucking count, dude.
No. I wouldn't. I don't want to ever go back to Disneyland.
Or Disney World. I mean,
whatever it is, it's too many people. Not enough
you didn't
supervision.
go to Epcot?
I've got an Epcot. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. I do not have an Epcot. The guys over at Insymmetry.
All right, spell that.
No.
All right, what I-N or E-N? Because you're gonna have to.
I don't know.
We can't go on the Bryan SilverbaX.
They call it Insim, whatever.
Is it listed?
It's not listed. I just knew that, but it's Matt Knowles and
spell his name.
Fucking starts
not
with a K.
M-A-T-T either. All right, so K-N-O.
But here's the name you need to learn. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Tales from Nocturnia. Do I need to spell that shit?
No, because I
from
think
Nocturnia.
people are smart enough to spell that one.
It's on Kickstarter, and they have 3 Bryan SilverbaX covers available as part of their campaign.
So Tales from Nocturnia.
Tales from Nocturnia is currently on Kickstarter, and I think this is the last in a 12-issue run.
Nice, wow.
Like they've been doing this for a while. So they've got Heirs of Isildur and Tales from Nocturnia. They kind of interweave with the story. It's a steampunk kind of storytelling.
Do you know where they're at in their Kickstarter yet?
It says here that they are 76% complete.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And so the 2 covers, the covers that they have from me, they've got a bunch of great covers, and they've got Matt is also a song person, so he wrote the soundtrack. So
he likes songs. Is that what you're saying? He likes.
I'm
songs?
saying he's like you, and he makes.
So he writes songs. He's a musician. He's a song person.
He's like, here's the soundtrack to this issue, but his is like. And he's like, "Here, Bryan, you need to listen to this." I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" I said, "I guess that sounds great, but it's not for me. Like, I know there's an audience for it, but it's not me."
Yeah, I got a friend who's like that too.
So I don't want to downplay the music, but when I hear it, it is. And I'm like, Timmy. So part of the Kickstarter is they have like songs and soundtracks and CDs, and they've even got some bands to be a part of it.
Okay, rock on.
Like bands are actually featured in some of the artwork inside the book, if I'm not mistaken.
Like Journey.
No. Like some of the bands that do that. So
Resin Fraggin'.
So they're actually like featured as characters inside of this world as like kind of like throwaway characters, like just like, hey, there's so and so from the band,
little cameos.
Yeah.
That's
so people would recognize them and to
that's fun.
Help provide promotion for the comic.
Hey, I love that kind of nepotism, man. You spread the love with your friends all around.
Matt and God dang, I can't remember her name. Her last name's Cannon. Steph Cannon are the two people behind In-Symmetry.
Okay.
And this is
pulled that one out of your ass. I will compliment
dude, there's a lot of room in there. So Tales from Nocturnia is currently on Kickstarter, but the two covers I was going into is I made a face-off cover. Like one cover is a good character looking to the left. The other cover is a bad character looking to the right, as if they're like nose to nose.
Oh, okay. So if you get both covers, and
that's the goal is to like, ooh, I could have them facing off, and
or you could make them have a marital spat and put them on the other side and just looking away.
Yeah, looking. Ooh, I don't want
I'll say sorry when you say sorry.
And then I think there's a foil version that has both of them, like that folds out the back cover.
Sweet.
And you can fold it out like that.
That's cool.
There's so much to choose from. And there's like you can get all the back issues and all that digital.
That was
PDF
my next question, is because this is issue 12. This is the end of the arc.
If I'm not mistaken, you'd have to watch the Kickstarter campaign video, but I know I'm pretty sure that I heard this was the last. I don't remember.
12 issues is impressive, man.
Yeah, and I don't even remember how many of us Isles of Isildur are done, but I know that they're all kind of like similar because I did a cover for that one too, but that one's already done and gone.
Okay. You look like you physically struggle when you say that word.
Because I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. But I think it's funny because like people.
Is that a real fucking place?
People can't see this. Well, no, it's a fantasy place, dude.
Well, then how do you know if I'm right?
Because it's been used before. Isildur is a place.
It's a real fantasy place, like Neverland.
It's like thinking like Lord of the Rings and shit like that.
I know that, but you're telling me I'm right as if you know.
Well, I have heard.
You can just say that sounds right.
I can tell you, well, it does sound right, but not.
You can't confirm that it's correct.
You are struggling like you've got a stroke happening in your mouth.
I'm always stroking. All right.
So the Kickstarter support it. Yes. 76 is that's too close to let die.
Tales from Nocturnia.
All right, let's do it.
Is the one for that Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon.
All
right. So the next one I got is your pal and mine, Brent Johnston.
Hello, Johnston.
Johnston. It's got a T in there, motherfucker.
Man, I have been saying his name wrong.
I know.
Well, I always say Brent Johnston. Brent Johnston. I apologize for that. It is Johnston. Now, unless that T is silent, then I fucking win.
He is, a big fan of the show.
And who has his own podcast.
And he has found inspiration, I guess, and he is starting to write his own stories.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So let's say I'm putting together a story for a comic. If you can do that, why can't I, is what he says.
Is that a compliment, or is it?
It says LOL, but seriously, you discussed the process on your podcast and definitely inspired me to get back into being creative.
Excellent. Do it.
Fucking dude. I could die right. Like that's all I'm trying to do.
Amen.
So Brent Johnston has picked up the pen, so to speak, and he is going to start creating.
Dude, fucking do it, finish it, and it's like a baby being born, man. When you get your finished work done, it is fucking awesome.
Yeah, and he's going to probably get a Bryan SilverbaX cover. I'm
pretty
sure that's going to happen.
Listen to you.
All right, friend of the show, do you remember Matty P? I've talked to him. I've got pictures of him all the time. He's not on social media, but Matty P's been on the show a couple of times.
Okay. I don't get out much, Bryan.
I know, but at least look at fucking the internet while you're here in your cave.
I don't. All right, yeah, fine.
All right, but so Matty P, him and his other friend Matt, and I think one other person, they built their first gaming table, like a full-on. I think it's about the size of a pool table. It's a little bit smaller than a pool table.
Is this like 3D gaming?
It is. It's for tabletop gaming. For like Dungeons and Dragons and.
Okay.
They currently play Dungeons and Dragons, but Matt also plays like Nemesis And he plays a shitload of video games.
Look, I've seen a lot of Kickstarters for like I don't know if it's like Elven Forge or something like that. But there's a really popular 3D gaming RPG builder that hits it out every time. This is an incredible genre of these guys. This is hard ass work. These guys put this shit together.
Yeah, well, this is Matt and his team.
Matt and possibly another Matt.
I think because their logo is like 3 M's glued together in a circle.
It's got to be. It's either Matt and Michael, Matt and Michelle.
But so they've made a large wooden gaming table.
Sweet.
That has like compartments and shit like that, and they've got this shellac on it, and they used a branding iron and burned their logo into the things. And I'm supposed to go over there and check it out. I just haven't made my way over there. But the goal for him, the project update, is based on that, they're gonna like start putting together like a Kickstarter or a order custom gaming tables from Matty P.
Shit, yeah, man.
So that's pretty cool. I need to go over there and see it because I'd hate to go over there and have like, dude, this looks like some Trailer Park Boys shit. I don't have room for a table and I don't have time.
I'm just saying that's like candy.
He's invited me over numerous times to play role-playing games. And I'm like, dude, I don't have the time.
I know. I can't afford it.
It's not that I look down on it. It's like, motherfucker, I need to be working.
Well, and plus,
because
if you're going to get into it.
He has a 9-to-5 job that pays his bills, and then he can go game. Sure. I'm like, I am always on.
Yeah.
If somebody messages me and says, hey, can you draw some shit in 2 hours? Then I've got to stop what I'm doing and try to make that fucking money. So I'm always on.
Yeah, I really like the world of RPGing. I just can't afford the time either.
You know, I mean, it seems
in order to really get involved and truly appreciate it, you need to set aside several hours to do it right. Because a good DM is awesome. So good to
Here is the last one that I think I have an update for. I'm going to refresh my list after I'm done with this one and see if you've got anything to add.
Okay.
And then we can close this pony down.
All right.
But so Christopher Edward, our Kickstarter only has 7 days. So that's why I was like, this one needs to air Friday. So there'll be like 4 days by the time this airs.
Okay.
4 days left to pledge, and we're only at 24%. God,
that's the exact opposite of the other guys.
Yeah.
All right. So
if you wouldn't mind laughing off the occasion, if you don't, here, read that shit.
Hold on. All right.
I don't read very well. I think I'm dyslexic, but.
All right, if you don't mind laughing off the occasional decapitation in your indie comics, you'll love The Six Swords. This is the Kickstarter by Christopher Edward. Again, 7 days left. They're only at 24%. So
by the time this airs, it'll only be like 3 days. So y'all better fucking put it down.
He briefly describes it as it's Mad Max meets Steven Samurai, and perfect for fans of Quentin Tarantino and Cowboy Bebop. All right, so it's in a post-apocalyptic Western. And it ends on November 26th. That is not a lot of days, guys, so let's check this thing out.
Oh, that's like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, actually, it's the day after or is it the day before?
I don't know. It sounds like
Thanksgiving. November 26th, Kickstarter.
I think Thanksgiving's on a Thursday this year.
The Six Swords, a kung fu western set in a post-apocalyptic future about a group of heroes trying to save the world, but they just make everything worse. All right,
so what's the title one more again? The title one more again is The Six Swords. Christopher Edward. All right, I'm going to refresh my list and see if anybody has popped any new ones on there since we've been recording. Do you have any more last minute things like what you got going on or anything?
I'm actually currently developing my Shadows of Ourselves book. You know, I'm doing both the hardcover and the paperback, setting that thing up. I'm going to do Indiegogo.
All right.
So that way it's it's going to get done anyway. I'm just using this thing as a pre-order for people who actually want the book. Kickstarters tend to be all or nothing, and even though I think it's great,
to be that's their fucking. That's what they are.
That's exactly what they are. They're not even tend. Yeah. But I don't need Kickstarter because I have only a core group of fans that I'm doing this book for. I don't need new fans or need to.
Yeah, you're not trying to expose this to anybody. You want the ones you already know just to be able to order.
Yeah, because they're the ones who have been watching all the art as they go along, and I want to reward those guys. And quite honestly, I want this thing done. I want it to get.
Yeah,
I want it to get.
It's time for
successful.
something new.
Yeah, so once I figure out what once the Bookalogic gets back to me with the pricing of what it'll cost.
This is a Shadow Puppet book?
It's on a pup. I swear to God, I'm going to draw you as a fucking puppet. Shadows of Ourselves.
Oh,
yes.
That's the one. That's the one.
I even just said it like 2 minutes ago.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know you weren't listening. But yes, once I figure out what the minimum of both the paperback and the hardcover combined will be, I will set my my Indiegogo up, and we're going to go to town.
All right.
It's going to be very
And
simple.
also, you and I will be at Killer Finds.
That's right.
Killer Finds on the 14th of December from noon to 5. We'll be there giving out the best Christmas deals we can.
Absolutely.
So in Hiram, Georgia, Killer Finds for all your collectible needs, but we will be there on the 14th.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I've got 2 more updates. Mario Ceasar from before, who said damn, damn, damn.
Yep.
Probably won't talk anymore until I submit my pitch for a few publishers. So apparently he's working on getting some shit to some publishers.
Okay.
That's his update.
Mario, when you get closer, just let us know.
All right, this one is fucking long, man.
You want to read that for me?
No, I'm going to let you read that. Read that update right there.
All right.
This is our last and final one. We've gone over an hour.
Oh, okay. Jason Flowers, our buddies.
Yeah.
Jason Flowers, indie comic guy. All right. So he says, I'm currently working on the new Mars Attacks card set coming out next year from Sidebar Labs and Topps. They have a starter pack Kickstarter currently going on now that I think ends in a day or so.
Oh, shit.
He's doing 10 cards for that right now. Creator projects-wise, he's writing a new volume of short stories for AAI Wars called Tales of Gore. For those who don't know Jason Flowers, his indie comic book AAI Wars is a lot like Starship Troopers with a Ben Templesmith look to it.
And it's through Caliber Comics.
Caliber Comics, yes. He's got 10 different stories of soldiers encountering 10 different stories of soldiers encounters during the Alien War. He's also to start a vampire graphic novel, revamping, oh my God, no pun intended, he says, revamping a comic he made 17 years ago called Hyven, which I've actually seen.
Yes.
And I've talked to him about that. And if you can pull it off between that and commissions, he has an idea for a daily posted comic project in December. More on that later, I guess. He'll have to see where he is with everything by the end of the month, if he may start that or wait till January. He says, by the way, he just started listening to the podcast, mainly the last few episodes with you and JR. Fun stuff. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Mr. Flowers.
It's basically fuck Bryan before JR was there. But so
I don't think that's what that means.
That is the Friends of the Show update. We will do this again. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we need to do this, yeah.
I didn't realize that so many people they had cool shit going on.
Absolutely.
Like, you see it, but then when you put it all together, it starts to be like, wow, people are fucking doing things.
So note to self, people. I mean, we can develop an entire episode as we go
I think I'll just
along,
post the day before, because what happens is I post so much to social media and stuff, it'll get lost. So I just have to if I'm like, send it in now, and then I'm just going to lose it.
So save it up, people. If you're working on something,
just know that we're going to do this again. And
especially those Kickstarters.
A little personal update. Year Zero is dead.
What? Wait, all right, hold on. All right,
Year Zero is dead, sir.
That's a bullshit way to end the show. That's such a bullshit way.
We don't have to end it. Well, I can talk about it. This is my podcast.
All right. This is the extended epilogue of
this is
this
the
episode.
bonus content. But so there is a publishing house that is comic creators of note have all broken off to form their own. I forgot what the title is, like Upstart or Upshot.
Are they doing like an indie Image Comics type thing where they're forming their own?
No. They're just gonna. I don't know what they're doing. I didn't do a whole lot of research into this. I just know they're called Upstart. And Amos was familiar with them, and they're putting it's people that have worked in the industry and have a following and everything.
Okay.
And they've listed like the first 6 or 7 titles that they're going to release through this.
Okay.
And one of them is called Year Zero.
Oh, God damn it! So the same title.
Yes. So the concept.
Okay. All right.
Of my Year Zero that was so cool way to say it.
Fuck you. That was a rug pulled out from under me moment. God,
but
the loggerhead's coming up.
So Year Zero, the title Year Zero is dead. I'm going to reformat, and I'm currently thinking of how to make a new catchy title, like a new brand that will not be like I'm going to do a word mashup that kind of just talks about timeline fusing together. Like, I'm coming up with some shit. Okay. So I was thinking about Fused Future, but I was told yesterday that that's a little corny, so I'm working on something else.
If you add the word biatch into the title, like Year Zero biatch,
Shut up.
I don't think it.
Thank you guys for listening. Keep doing creative stuff. Keep listening to the podcast. Tell your friends about us, and stay creative.
kill me.